The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hi, this is Mia Mosinzia, also known as Mia No Time for Love. Check out my latest book, Missing, Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People, based upon a real-life relationship, available in print and ebook formats on Amazon. Do read it. I'm sure you'll love it. It's www.miamosinzia.com and www.amazon.com/miamosinzia.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, check out the latest novel by well-known award-winning author Mia Mosinzia of No Time for Love called Missing, an extraordinary relationship between two ordinary people based on real-life events that go through 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and the ones you love be the first to go missing. Check out the book on Amazon and other retailers, available on all formats today. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com and can be heard on over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, Amazon Audible, coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn. Heard worldwide on Geo7, Radio Public, Kimberley, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a terrific gentleman, backed by popular demand. He's been on the Coca-Cola Trail for quite some time now, and he's had the Coca-Cola Trail, the return to the Coca-Cola Trail, and now he's got some updates for us, especially during the Christmas season as well, too, and we're having a coconut smell in the meantime. This guy's always a blast to talk to about Coca-Cola. He's always got some great facts and some brand new gems he's going to reveal to us as well. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studio, somewhere at a Coca-Cola plant facility, or just sitting in his backyard, just having a coconut smile. Ladies and gentlemen, the very popular author of the Coca-Cola Trail and the return to the Coca-Cola Trail, the Coca-Cola man himself, Larry Jorgenson. Larry, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us. Oh, and by the way, Merry Christmas to you.
And the same to you, Mike. And you know, there's a lot of Coca-Cola in Christmas. In fact, some people think that Coca-Cola kidnapped Santa Claus, and they'd be pretty close to correct. You know, it was Coca-Cola's artist who actually created the Santa Claus image that we all are familiar with, and that was back in 1930. he decided that he was commissioned by Coke to do this, and he came up with the Santa Claus we've all recognized now. In fact, it has become so well known that 2 Christmases ago, the Postal Service used 4 of the Coca-Cola Santas for Coca-Cola Christmas stamps.
Wow.
Of course, they didn't put Coca-Cola on it, but it was in fact the Santas that had been developed by Coca-Cola for promotion. But there's a lot more Christmas in Coca-Cola. For example, if I guarantee you see a town with any size at all, and you're going to see one of those big Coca-Cola semis come rolling in with lots of lights and lots of goodies to share with people. And of course, there's the Charlie Brown Christmas story.
Oh, yeah, my favorite. I love it. He's probably having a Coke right now with Snoopy, Lucy, and Schroeder playing on the piano with a Coke and a smile. So, Linus.
You got it. And, it was Coca-Cola that actually rescued that particular show. They were desperate to try to find somebody to save it. It was about to go the way of shows, and Coca-Cola stepped up and said, "We'll take it," and it's been a Coca-Cola tradition ever since.
That is amazing. And, of course, I'm sure you got some really good Coca-Cola to tell, too. And also we had some very interesting facts. And, of course, Coca-Cola's first bottle in Vicksburg, Mississippi, not Atlanta. And Coca-Cola once sold the rights to a bottle of Coke throughout the states for $1. And, there's also more as well, too. And what are some of the other artifacts that happen to pop up?
Well, the thing that I found interesting was why the Coca-Cola bottle is green. It's got that green tint to it. And we cover that in the first chapter of the book. But it has to do with the chemical makeup of the sand that was used to make that first bottle. And I don't want to give away the whole thing, but it was not on purpose. It turned out in the process of making the glass for the bottle, and Coca-Cola was so happy with that color that they said, from here on out, glass makers that make the Coca-Cola bottle, we want that light green in there. So, and we go into detail, and there's a lot of pictures in the book as to how it all developed, and the sand quarry where the sand was first recovered to make the Coca-Cola bottle. That's one of the interesting things that we found. Another thing, you look at the Coca-Cola logo, and that logo has been the same forever, we think. But in fact, it was changed slightly by a Coca-Cola sign painter who later became a very world-famous wildlife artist.
Wow.
But at the particular time, this was in the 20s, he was painting Coca-Cola murals. He was from Minnesota. And somehow he got himself down to Georgia to do a mural on a baseball wall for a Coca-Cola distributor, bottler at that time, in Tifton, Georgia. Well, he had painted so many Coca-Cola logos on so many signs, and he told the bottler, he said, I can make that better. I can improve on that logo. It needs a little depth, needs a little tweaking. And so the bottler said, well, go ahead and do it. So he painted the sign on this baseball wall, and the bottler liked it so well that Tifton's not that far from Atlanta. He called Coca-Cola in Atlanta, and they sent a couple people up to look at the new sign with the new slightly revised logo. They were so impressed, they took it back to corporate, and they showed up 2 days later with some paperwork to sign and a check to take possession of that particular logo.
Wow. That's amazing.
and the man that painted it later became a world-famous wildlife artist. And again, we go into a lot of detail in the book, and how he's been honored in his home state of Minnesota with a large mural that actually depicts his life as a painter. It's an interesting story.
Mm-hmm. It does sound interesting as well, too. And you also had a 97-year-old man who worked for Coke for 79 years, and a famous couple once held up a Coca-Cola claim, maybe for a drink. We'll find out in just a minute in this Christmas special, but first listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, check out the latest novel by well-known award-winning author Mia Motion Zia of No Time for Love, called Missing, an extraordinary relationship between two ordinary people based on real-life events that go through 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and the ones you love will be the first to go missing. Check out the book on Amazon and other retailers, available on all formats today. Also, The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com and over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn. Heard worldwide on Geo7, Radio Public, Himalaya, Shoutcast, Overcast, and more. Take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with the author of the Coca-Cola Trail, and we'll return to the Coca-Cola Trail, author Larry Jorgenson, here on The Mike Wagner Show on this special Christmas edition. And while we're having a Coke and a smile and a little holiday cheer in this Christmas edition here on the Mike Wagner Show, and what are some of the other interesting Christmas facts that you want to share with people, and maybe some events happening involving with Coca-Cola around close to Christmas?
Well, we talk about Christmas, and if you happen to be anywhere close to Springfield, Tennessee, there's an old Coca-Cola plant there that now is home to a new business that makes these beautiful large LED outdoor lighted signs, and the business is called Christmas Done Bright.
Wow!
They are extremely creative, and they're doing it all in the old Coca-Cola bottling plant, which they bought in Springfield, Tennessee. It's worth a visit if you're anywhere in that area. Another thing, this time of year we get a lot of snowbirds headed to Florida, and there's a lot of Coca-Cola history. In the first book we wrote about Ocala and the beautiful Coca-Cola building there. But if you get into the panhandle of Florida, there's several stories related to Coca-Cola history. But one of the interesting places to visit is in Fort Walton Beach. There's a collector who just had his collection got out of control, and he has a beautiful shop there called the Buccaneer Gift Shop, and behind, which is full of Coca-Cola memorabilia for sale. But behind that shop, he has a huge Coca-Cola bottle. The thing must be, 12 feet tall.
Woo!
And you can go back there and get your picture taken with probably the tallest Coca-Cola bottle in the country. And we go into a lot of detail about Coca-Cola history in the panhandle of Florida, and also nearby in places like Dothan and Andalusia, Alabama. And, of course, you can't forget Quincy, Florida, which at one time had more millionaires than any other town, and it was all millionaires that were made because they invested in Coca-Cola. So it's all in that book, and it makes a good travel guide if you're headed south.
Mm-hmm. And of course, despite the pandemic, it's also a good read, during the pandemic, during Coca-Cola. And of course, what are some of the things you've been doing during the pandemic, yourself, Larry?
Well, we've been doing a little research for another book, and hopefully it will be out in 2021. I'm not going to give you too much on it because we want it to be a surprise, but it's going to be very timely. And we think it may even stir up a little controversy. So we've been doing a lot of research on that. And before we got locked down, and we are locked down, by choice. We don't do much travel right now. Uh, we were able to visit some places. One place we visited was Atlantic, Iowa, not to be confused with Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And Atlantic, Iowa has a once-a-year event honoring the Coca-Cola bottling business in that city, which is huge. And they have a big weekend, which they have Coca-Cola vendors with memorabilia and all sorts of activities going on. I'm sure it'll return once we're all able to travel again. Another spot, and we write about it in the book, is in Decatur, Illinois, that, again, it's a collector who let his collection sort of guide him in life, and he has a Coca-Cola museum. He actually bought a former depot. It's one of those interurban train depots, and converted that into a museum in Decatur, Illinois, and he has all sorts of one-of-a-kind or minimal production items. For example, Coca-Cola created a thing called a cobot, and in the days of the Star Wars, the little creature, U2, this was a Coca-Cola robot that
Wow.
was designed to look like him, and he's got 3 of them in that museum. And there's several other items that he has there. Again, if you're anywhere near or planning a trip to Illinois, central Illinois, Decatur is where the museum is. And I think you talked about, what do you do now? We read. Yeah, we do. We read a lot. And also, we plan where we're going to go when we could travel again. And that's where the book really comes in handy. I've had several people tell me that they're planning trips based on what they've read in the book, and they want to go see it. So it's, you can read now and plan for later.
Mm-hmm. And that's a very good idea as well, too. And there was a famous couple that held up a Coca-Cola plant just to get a drink. And tell us about that. This happened in Arkansas.
Now, you got me on that one, in Arkansas.
Yeah, this famous couple held up a Coca-Cola plant in Arkansas.
Oh, the holdup you're talking about. Okay, yeah, there was. They weren't as famous as Bonnie and Clyde, but I understand they were a member of that gang. And this was in Nashville, not to be confused with Tennessee, Nashville, Arkansas, and this was back in the 20s. And this particular group of outlaws, as you would call them, had gone to Chicago to purchase some ammunition and weapons for their adventures, and they were headed back south, and they needed some money, so they were robbing banks and they headed towards Nashville, Arkansas, with the idea of robbing the bank there. But the word got out, and when they got to Nashville, the sheriff's department was up on top of the roof of the bank. And these guys said, well, we need some money. Where are we going to get some money? So they went over to the Coca-Cola bottler, and they said that they were going to rob the bottler. And they made him open the safe. All he had in there was a small cash box. The trucks hadn't come back from the routes yet, so there was only $60, $70 in the cash box.
Oh, because people are buying Cokes, I'm sure.
So they, the drivers hadn't come back with the money from the day, so all they got was a little bit of cash, but they took it and they headed to Texarkana, Arkansas, where they hopped on a train and escaped to Dallas, Texas. But it's kind of a spin-off to the Bonnie and Clyde adventures, which were going on at that time.
Huh. And not that they're going to come to stop for a drink. It's like, didn't the guy think about maybe give them all the Coke they need, just let them go on their merry way? You think that could have worked better?
I think they'd have probably been happier with it because ultimately they both got caught and spent their time at the famous prison on the island, Alcatraz.
Oh, my gosh. Just over...
Yeah, they'd have been better off to have a Coke and a smile, believe me.
Exactly. And, of course, you had a 97-year-old man that worked for a Coca-Cola plant for 79 years. And, this is my favorite story of all, and I'm sure everyone's is too. For those who haven't heard this great story, tell us all about it, Larry. This is amazing.
Well, this particular gentleman, and he passed away about a year and a half ago, but he worked for 5 generations of the Coca-Cola bottling plant in Fort Smith, Arkansas. And by the time I wrote the book about him, he had become the curator of their little museum there. And that happened because he got interested in collecting Coca-Cola and had such an accumulation at his home that he convinced the bottler that they ought to have a museum at the plant. And he stuck with it. He was 97 when I met him.
Wow.
And he lived another 2 years after that and got all sorts of publicity and truly was a Coca-Cola fan all of his life. I mean, he started when he was in his teens and continued on in that plant in a variety of tasks until the last one was taken care of the museum at the plant. So that's in Fort Smith, Arkansas.
That is amazing, too. And, of course, we'll talk about how to get a hold of the Coca-Cola Trail and the return of Coca-Cola, how to get a hold of a copy and more. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable, custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, check out the latest novel by well-known award-winning author Mia Motion Zia of No Time for Love called Missing, an extraordinary relationship between 2 ordinary people based on real-life events that go through 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and the ones you love be the first to go missing. Check out the book on Amazon and other retailers, available on all formats today. Also, The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com and over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, Amazon, Audible. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn. Take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel and follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with the author of The Coca-Cola Trail and the return to the Coca-Cola Trail, Larry Jorgenson, here on The Mike Wagner Show. And having a Coke and a smile, Larry, it's always a pleasure to have you on board. And how do people get a hold of the copies?
Well, the best way and the way to save a few dollars is to go to the website because we're doing a special Christmas offer. If you go to the Coca-Cola-Trail.com, the books normally sell for $22. If you buy both books, The Trail and The Return to the Trail, both books are going at a Christmas price of $35 for 2, and we pay the shipping. So that it's a special that's available by going to our website, thecoca-colatrail.com. Of course, you're going to find the book in a lot of other places, too. You're going to find it, if you walk into a flea market, an antique store, a collector's store, and they have Coca-Cola on the wall, chances are they've got the book for sale, too. And we were talking about that place in Fort Walton Beach that has the huge Coca-Cola bottle. Well, he's got a good supply of the books, both 1 and 2, available there. And as many of the places we've talked about have the book available. So, you can plan your trip and see the places that we've talked about and have a chance to buy a book for a friend or something.
That is amazing. Once again, what's the website?
The website is easy to remember, theCoca-ColaTrail.com.
That is so easy to remember. And by the way, also make sure you mention the Mike Wagner Show when you're ordering as well, too. So that's the Mike Wagner Show when you order. So make sure you do that, and you also get your discount. And also, Larry, what else do you have coming up for 2021 and beyond, and what else can we expect from you?
Well, what we're hoping to do is be able to make a lot of visits, a lot of book signings and so forth, and that'll be on our website as we start to set dates. People will be able to come, and we enjoy the book signings because ultimately you meet people who have a Coca-Cola memory they want to share, and you never know where that'll take you. And many of the things that we've written about have come from people who said to us, do you know there is? And we've tracked it down, and by golly, it was the start of another chapter. So book signings and meeting with people, that's our next venture, and we want to get out of here and do it as soon as they set us free.
And certainly will, too, with the Coconut Smile. Once again, author Larry Jorgenson of the Coca-Cola Trail, and we return to the Coca-Cola Trail, the Mike Wagner Show. Larry, a very big thank you for your time as always, and always looking forward to having again soon. Just make sure you keep us updated, and let us know what's happening, and love to have you back on. Just keep us up to date. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact you, where can people purchase or check out your books, and also, once again, tell us about the Christmas special.
Well, the Christmas special is 2 books for $35, no charge for postage. The books normally sell for $22 each. So the Christmas special is 2, get both books, and you get them for $35. I make a good Christmas present. In fact, I had a lady from where was she? I think she was from Mesquite, Texas, that we got an email from last night. And
wow.
She needed 2 books. She had a friend that was an avid Coca-Cola collector, and she wanted to give them both books for a Christmas present. So if you got a Coca-Cola fan and you don't know what to get him, there's the answer. Get him a Coca-Cola book.
And we certainly will. Once again, Larry, a big thank you for your time. You're absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back on in 2021 and beyond, and keep us up to date on a Coca-Cola Trail. And Merry Christmas to you and yours, and let's have a Coconut Smile again very soon.
Thank you, Mike. We'll do it.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, Custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hi, this is Mia Mohsen Zia, also known as Mia No Time for Love. Check out my latest book, Missing, Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based upon a real-life relationship, available in print and ebook formats on Amazon. Do read it. I'm sure you'll love it. It's www.miamohsenzia.com and www.amazon.com/Mia
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.